Hello, everyone. This is Apostate Imam, and this is our 8 English live stream. And today we will discuss the topic breastfeeding in adult. We have already make a video about it, but that video is in Urdu or in Hindi. So now today we will discuss about adult breastfeeding in Islam, and I hope everyone is doing good. Hello, Amit Patel. And hello, everyone. We will start our topic. And we have Romeo Frank. Okay, yeah, I agree. Romeo Frank, sir. And we have Yashraj. We have Dharmendra. We won't. I don't want to discuss about that stream I have few hours back, and if someone is criticizing me, I only want to talk about Islam. Um, so we should talk only about our topic. I know people love me, and uh, my followers, I know my subscribers, they know me well. How I'm exposing Islam, working 24 into 7, fighting with this cult, fighting with this ideology, and I'm trying to expose this cult for everyone. But uh, we have some people who are sometimes who don't understand you or who don't know you well. So I don't care about them, and hope they will realize in future, or one day you will be much more greater than them. If anybody ignores you, I don't care. There will be a time that you will ignore everyone. And let's jump to our topic. I don't want to criticize anyone, even if people want to criticize me. I don't care. It's they have their freedom of they have their right for freedom of expression, and they could say whatever they want. And I never want to criticize them back. That's not my nature. And we are jumping back to we are going back to our topic. We have almost 26 people watching us. So the let's first we are seeing this news: breastfeeding fatwa causes stir. One of the Sunni Islam's most prestigious institution is to discipline a cleric after he issued a decree allowing women to breastfeed their male colleagues. Dr. Izzat Attia of Egypt's Al Azhar University said it offers a way around segregation of the sexes at work. His fatwa stated that the act would make men symbolically related to the women and produce and preclude any sexual relations. The president of Al Azhar denounced the fatwa, which Dr. Atiyah has since retracted as defamatory to Islam. According to Islamic tradition or Hadith, breastfeeding establishes a degree of maternal relation, even if a woman nurses a child who is not biologically hers. Family bond in In his fatwa, Dr. Atiyah, the head of Al Azhar's department of Hadith, said such teachings could equally apply to adults. He said that if a woman fed a male colleague directly from her breast at least 5 times, they would establish a family bond and thus be allowed to be alone together at work. Breastfeeding an adult puts an end to the problem of the private meeting and does not ban marriage, he ruled. A woman at work can take off veil or veil her hair in front of someone whom she breastfed. Legal ruling sparked outrage throughout Egypt and the Arab world. On Sunday, Dr. Attia retracted it, saying it had been the result of bad interpretation of a particular case during the time of the Prophet Muhammad. Egypt Minister of Religious Affairs Mahmoud Zakzouk has called for future fatwas to be compatible with logic and human nature. So, future fatwa to be compatible with logic and human nature means they want to ignore their own Quran and Hadith. Let's start discussing about few Hadiths. And okay, so there's a Hadith in Sunan ibn Majah, Hadith 1943. Narrated that Aisha said, Sahla bint Suhail came to the Prophet and said, O Messenger of Allah, I see signs of displeasure on the face of Abu Huzafa when Salim enters upon me. The Prophet said, breastfeed him. She said, how can I breastfeed him when he is a grown man? The Messenger of Allah smiled and said, I know that he is a grown man. So she did. Then she came to the Prophet and said, I have never seen any sign of displeasure on the face of Abu Huzafa after that, and he was present at the time of Badr. So here Prophet is telling Sahla bint Sohail that you should breastfeed a grown man. So you don't have to put yourself in veil in front of him. And that guy Salim was her adopted son. But when this verse came down that call people by their real fathers, um, so it it become impermissible in Islam to adopt children. So now, if you want to make someone your son, you cannot adopt him. You have to breastfeed him. There is another hadith in Sahih Muslim, hadith 3601, according to international referencing hadith 1453b, narrated by Aisha. Aisha reported that Salim, the freed slave of Abu Huzaifa, lived with him and his family in their house. She, that is the daughter of Suhail, came to Allah's apostle and said, Salim has attained puberty as men attain, and he understands what they understand, and he enters our house freely. I, however, perceive that something rankles in the heart of Abu Huzaifa, whereupon Allah's apostle said to her, Suckle him. Allah's apostle said, Suckle him, and you would become unlawful for him, means you will become her mother. You will become his mother. And the ranking, the rankings which Abu Huzaifa feels in his heart will disappear. She returned and said, So I suckled him. She returned and said, So I suckled him. And what was there in the heart of Abu Huzaifa disappeared. Means Abu Huzaifa is now happy. This that is strange. A strangest thing means you adopted a son, and according to Quran, adopting children are not allowed. You should call people by their real father's name. And now, if you want to make someone your biological son or daughter, you have to breastfeed him. And now, the when Sahla bint Suhail breastfeed Abu Huzaifa, the her husband is happy. When Sahla bint Suhail breastfeeds Salim, Abu Huzaifa is happy now. Sahih Muslim Hadith 3600, according to international referencing Hadith 1453a. Aisha reported that Sahla bint Suhail came to Allah's apostle and said, Messenger of Allah, I see on the face of Abu Huzaifa a sign of disgust on entering of Salim, who is an ally, into our house, whereupon Allah's apostle said, Suckle him. She said, How can I suckle him, as he is a grown up man? Allah's messenger smiled and said, I already know that he is a young man. Amr has made this addition in his narration that he participated in the Battle of Badr, and in the narration of Ibn Umar, the words are Allah's Messenger laughed. Sahih Muslim Hadith 3602, according to International Referencing Hadith 1453c. Ibn Abu Mulaika reported that Al Qasim bin Muhammad bin Abi Bakr had narrated to him that Aisha reported that Sahla bint Suhail bin Amr came to Allah's apostle and said, Messenger of Allah, Salim, the freed slave of Abu Huzaifa, is living with us in our house, and he has attained puberty as men attain it, and has acquired knowledge of sex problems as men acquire. Whereupon he said, Suckle him, so that he may become unlawful in regard to marriage for you. Ibn Abu Mulaika said, I refrained from narrating this hadith for a year or so on account of fear. Means one of the narrator, Abu Mulaika, who's narrating this hadith, he refrained himself for narrating this hadith for a year or more because he was scared he of narrating this hadith. This hadith is disgusting. Then I met Al Qasim and said to him, you narrated to me a hadith which I did not narrate to anyone afterwards. He said, what is that? I informed him, whereupon he said, narrated on my authority that Aisha had narrated that to me. Sahih Bukhari Hadith 5239. Narrated by Aisha, my foster uncle came and asked permission to enter, but I refused to admit him. Till I asked Allah's apostle about that. He said, he is your uncle, so allow him to come in. Aisha said, O Allah's messenger, I have been suckled by a woman uh, and not by a man. Allah's messenger said, he is your uncle, so let him enter upon you. And that happened after the order of Al Hijab, compulsory veiling, was revealed. All things which became unlawful because of blood relations are unlawful because of the corresponding first or suckling relations. So everything which is unlawful because of blood relation is unlawful because of first or suckling relationship, and means you cannot marry a daughter um of that woman who breastfeed you. You that woman is like a mother, and you don't have to cover your hairs or head in front of your foster relations. So, and there was a verse which is missing in the Quran. It was narrated that Aisha said the verse of stoning and breastfeeding an adult 10 times was revealed, and the paper was with me under my pillow when the Messenger of Allah died. We were preoccupied with his death, and a tame sheep came and ate it. This topic is different, but according to Quran, there was a verse for breastfeeding. Means if you breastfeed your own husband, he actually became your son. So now your marriage is invalid. Narrated in Sahih Muslim Hadith 3597, according to International Referencing Hadith 1452a, Aisha, Allah be pleased with her, reported that it had been revealed in the Holy Quran that 10 clear sucklings made the marriage unlawful. Then it was abrogated and substituted by 5 sucklings, and Allah's apostle died, and it was before that time found in the Holy Quran and recited by the Muslims. Means there was a verse which is now missing in the Quran, 5 sucklings. Means if you suckle your husband 5 times, your marriage is unlawful because your husband is now your son. Now, uh, in Muwatta Imam Malik Hadith 1292, that the verse of suckling was revealed. Uh, that that if you breastfeed your husband 10 times, your marriage is haram, your marriage is invalid. But that was abrogated and it was replaced by 5 non-sucklings. So we saw that there was this verse which is missing in the Quran, also proven from Sahih Muslim Hadith 3598, international referencing 1452b. Amra reported that she heard Aisha, Allah he pleased with her, discussing first storage, which makes marriage unlawful. And she, Aisha, said, there was revealed in the Holy Quran 10 clear sucklings and then 5 clear sucklings. So before we show few final hadiths, let's see, do we have any super chat or something like this? If we don't have it, we can continue. And love all of you and love you everyone. I know it's really late in India, and all of you are watching me, listening to me. Um, so the love all of you, and some people actually they want to discuss. They are keep on discussing about. Um, some people are still discussing about that stream I had before a few hours back. So please stop talking about it. And uh, I know that people who love me, they might feel angry, but I know that we should only talk about Islam, not on any other topic. We should only talk about Islam, and slowly. Um, I'm struggling, okay. I know I have safety issues. That's why. Uh, um, okay, let's talk about Quran and Hadith. Don't want to deviate from the topic. I know that my viewers really like me and they really respect me, and I love all of you. You are the best people. So thank you, Tansila. Uh, after the stream, Tansila, you can talk with me on Discord if you have time. I will end the stream within 10 to 15 minutes. I want to don't make it long, and don't want to talk publicly on such issues. I could, since you're my friend, I could discuss that what actually happened. And if people want to discuss, people should become a member. I could do a private stream if my members want to talk with me, and that stream will be private unlisted. If they want to have any personal discussion with me, so they could have. So I'm doing the stream that's in Mota Imam Malik, Hadith 1281. And this is Kitab al Raza, that's as written in Arabic, means book of suckling. So this hadith in Mu'tamam Malik, hadith 1281. Yahya relate to me from Malik, from Nafi, that Salim ibn Abdullah ibn Umar informed him that Aisha Ummul Mumineen sent him away while he was being nursed to her sister Kulsum bint Abi Bakr as-Siddiq and said, suckle him 10 times so that he can come in to see me. So Aisha is telling that her sister Kulsum should breastfeed Salim so Salim could meet Aisha. Salim said, Kulsum nursed me 3 times and I fell ill. so that she only nursed me 3 times. I could not go in to see Aisha because Kulsum did not finish for me 10 times. Means that I means the Kulsum didn't breastfeed him 10 times. So this guy Salim cannot meet Aisha because he's not a son until he suckle for 10 times. Now there is one another hadith. Let first see its reference. It's also in Muwatta Imam Malik, hadith 1287. And this hadith is as follows. Yahya relate to me from Malik ibn Shihab that he was asked about the suckling of an older person. He said, Urwa ibn Zubair informed me about Huzaifa ibn Utba ibn Rabi'a, one of the companions of the Messenger of Allah. May Allah bless him and grant him peace, who was present at Badr, adopted Salim, who is called Salim, the Mawla of Huzaifa. As the Messenger of Allah, may Allah bless him and grant him peace, adopted Zaid ibn Harisa. He thought of him as his son. Abu Huzaifa married him to his brother's sister Fatima bint al-Walid ibn al-Utba ibn Rabia, who was at the time among the first immigrants. She was one of the best unmarried women of the Quraysh. When Allah the Exalted sent down in his book what he sent down about Zaid bin Harisa, call them after their true fathers. This is more equitable in the sight of Allah. If you do not know their fathers, what then they are your brothers in the deen and your mawali. Quran Surah Ahzab verse 5. That is Surah 33 ayat 5. People in this position were traced back to their fathers. When their father was not known, they were traced to their mawla. Sahla bint Suhail, who was the wife of Abu Hazaifa and one of the tribe of Amr ibn Luay came to the Messenger of Allah, may Allah bless him and grant him peace, and said, Messenger of Allah, we think of Salim as a son, and he becomes in to see me while I'm uncovered. We only have one room. So, what do you think about the situation? The Messenger of Allah, may bless him and grant him peace, said, give him 5 drinks of your milk. Give him 5 drinks of your milk, and he will be mahram by it, means the person whom you can't marry. She then saw him as a foster son. Aisha Ummul Mumineen took as a precedent for whatever men she wanted to be able to come to see her. She ordered her sister Kulsum bint Abi Bakr Siddiq and the daughters of her brother to give milk to whichever men she wanted to be able to come in to see her. The rest of the wives of the Prophet, may Allah bless him and grant him peace, refused to let anyone come in to them by such nursing. They said, no, by Allah, we think that the Messenger of Allah, may Allah bless him and grant him peace, orders Sahla bint Suhail to do was only an indulgence concerning the nursing of Salim alone. No, by Allah, no one will come in upon us by such nursing. So, according to other wives of Muhammad, this was not good, and according to Aisha, you could breastfeed an adult. And this hadith is also in Sunan Abi Dawud, hadith 2061. This whole hadith is same. And even in Saudi Arabia, there were scholars who give fatwa like this is an article of memory.com called Controversy in Saudi Arabia over fatwa permitting breastfeeding of adults, and where Sheikh Abdul Mohsen Al Abakan he issued a fatwa that women should breastfeed grown-up men so they could work with them. They don't have to cover themselves. Men they could have private meetings in their office. They could meet and they don't have to offer veil, and these people will be their mahram. And this fatwa causes a stir, and and he was really a popular person. As you could see, an advisor at the Saudi Justice Ministry. He was an advisor at the Saudi Justice Ministry. Recently issued a fatwa allowing breastfeeding of adults. The fatwa is aimed at enabling an unrelated man woman to be secluded in the same room, a situation which Islam consider for forbidden. Gender mixing means gender mixing is not allowed in Islam, so breastfeeding could allow gender mixing. That's what he was saying. The rationale behind the fatwa is breastfeeding creates a bond of kingship between man and the women. So you could read the complete article, and there are various other clerics as well. Saudi clerics advocate adult breastfeeding. So this is the article published on 7 June 2010, and this article of memory was published on 28 July 2010. You could read the whole article and um, whole article that he said that women should breastfeed their employees or the men servants working in home or visiting home, so her daughter don't have to cover herself. And there are various news articles. Saudi Arabia cleric in hot seat after calling for women to give men breast milk to avoid licit mixing. So you see, that's the reality of Islam. This article is really huge, but I'm not reading the whole article to avoid the stream much longer. So for the sake of time, you guys could search for those articles and you could read them by yourself, so you could gain some more knowledge. And love everyone. Thank you for joining the stream, and love all of you. So good night. Take care and stay away uh, from this cult ideology that is Islam.